He claims many times that I was going to rape Tyler and had numerous plans to if we were to ever meet. Now, before I discuss this certain subject, I just want to state something that I noticed. How come all of these claims, especially the rape claim, were never brought up in your original video or the doc made against me? How come just now you're bringing this to light? If I would have never said anything, you would have never brought this up. It's because this claim is false. Because there was little to no evidence backing it up. It should be obvious that Tyler just wants to get back at me for how I treated her, which is clear when you notice that they jump down my throat and try to silence me anytime I try to defend myself. This is completely one-sided. If I stayed silent, you would have used stuff against me. Now you still are after I responded. No matter what I do or say, it's a lose-lose, because you're going to get your fan base into believing any false narrative you can get your hands on someone you don't like. I apologize for going off subject for a bit, but anyways, Tristan stated that I had a kink where I wanted to have surprise sex with Tyler by showing screenshots of me fantasizing about this, and then Tyler responding saying it's non-consensual, using screenshots from Urban Dictionary to claim that surprise sex was a code word for rape. I replied back with no, like you don't understand, and he completely cuts off the context right there, not showing the rest. Because based off my memory, if I am correct, I wanted to explain what I meant and explain how this would be done consensually, not non-consensually, as I'm not good with phrasing things and always have struggled with that. In the messages, you can clearly see me stating that it wouldn't be non-consensual, and I tried to explain what I meant to her, but Tristan cuts that part out and just dismisses it as me justifying rape. Not only that, in a later discussion, similar to this one actually, we were talking about her fantasizing about me shoving her head on my dick. I stated, "You said you don't like being forced, or you don't like it because it feels like sexual assault." And she replies with, "True, but not if I asked for it." How is that rape, Fishinq? How come you never showed this in the video? Why are you continuing to cherry pick things and post out of context screenshots? Why aren't you showing the proper context in these situations? Next, he claims that I admitted to sexually abusing and grooming Tyler by showing a screenshot of me being drunk. I clearly try to say that, but have an issue with typing, overthinking, overreacting, and just having a panic attack, which I tend to do a lot even to this day. I don't think a message from her when I'm drunk and panicking is good evidence to claim that I was grooming her, as I wasn't in the right mindset to evaluate a situation like that. Tristan may be making some pretty heavy claims here, but Tyler has decided to go way past any evidence they have, stating on Twitter that I sexually assaulted her, which is fucking wild considering that means I physically assaulted her, which is impossible because, again, I never met her in real life. Another thing he brought up is him saying I promised Tyler stuff if she sent me sexually explicit material, and shows a screenshot of me saying, "Yes, thank you. You want anything in return?" with Tyler asking for your love. I wasn't even talking about anything gift-wise or demanding her to send me nudes to love her. I was literally talking about sending my nudes back, and he thinks I was negotiating with her to have her send her nudes to me in order to receive my love. Tyler's the one who brought up wanting my love in the first place. This is clearly not me demanding she send me nudes for me to love her. Again, he doesn't show the proper context or the entire conversation of when this occurred because he thinks he can get away with it because I don't have access to that account anymore. Now, I have to defend myself with whatever I could possibly find or receive, and luckily Tristan loves to twist conversations out of context and is bad at screenshotting, so if you spend more than a second looking at what he threw up on the screen, you can immediately catch him in a lie. Knowing that I don't have the account, Tyler and Fishinq twist any conversation I had with her into this insane narrative because I can't back it up to the fullest extent. So, overall, No, I wasn't going to rape Tyler, and I would have never do that with her or anybody. That's such a disgusting claim to make and is considered slanderous in court. I stated many times that I didn't want to do something she wasn't comfortable with, and among all the stuff she did for me, she never once stated that she wasn't comfortable. And if it was the case that she felt uncomfortable, I wish she was open or honest about how she actually felt about sending me those or any sexual things. Again, I don't want to rape Tyler or anyone. The evidence doesn't prove anything even close to that, and it's clear Tristan is just trying to pull more stuff from his ass than actually addressing what I've said. He is yet again claiming I pressured her into doing something she didn't want to do, such as anal, even though, again, I debunked that in my previous response video, and in the screenshot he showed, I even stated, I wouldn't do something you don't like, and I'm not going to do it to someone who doesn't want to do it. Again, I don't know how that's pressuring, as even stated in my previous video. I understand where she would have been coming from with a claim like that, because there were times, like I stated, where it does kind of look like I was pushing her to do it, but I dropped it because I got the memo. He again showed the screenshot of me being drunk and overreacting, and again, showing an out of context screenshot without showing what the message could not be loaded is. I even stated I don't think it's going to end well, but it would be sexy. Again, I didn't want to do something she didn't want to do, but again, it does seem like I was being kind of pushy again. There are many times where Tyler would try to re-intrigue me into anal too. Not only that, he also didn't state that anal wasn't brought up until a month later, and it was by her, not me. She consented, and you know she did. And I consented. He literally stated I was making fun of her for having trauma about fantasizing about rape. I never once made fun of her for that. At all, actually. And never stated that in the video either. I never even mocked her for any of the shit she's been through in that video.
You might as well fantasize about raping her.
Whoa, buddy.
Dude, she said that she wouldn't.
He wasn't laughing at you, claiming I abused her. He was laughing at the fact that you had the audacity to state I might as well fantasize about raping her? Of course he's gonna laugh at that, because what kind of statement is that? That kind of statement is not only hugely false, but is a super over-exaggeration of what actually occurred. I never fantasized about doing that with her, but she sure has.
Tyler has a bad mental health history, and has a lot of thoughts about rape and other depressing subjects, which could make sense as to why she thinks I raped her or sexually assaulted her, which, again, I never met her in person. Again, I never made fun of her. I only stated that she fantasized about rape. Nothing more, nothing less. Never making fun of her in the process at all. Now he's bringing up the 17 part where some of these conversations took place where she was 17, to which is ironic because they literally had sex when Fishinq was 17 and Tyler was 19, and other sexual stuff too. So that's just a bit hypocritical. And he even said, oh no, these teenagers having a consenting relationship, mocking me in the process. Fishinq, she did the same thing with you, but you guys have a bigger age gap than me and Tyler, so I don't really understand the point of this argument, because she consented to me, you consented to her. How come when it's relating to me, it's a problem? Also, he states that the drawing I made for her while she was 17 was something she was terrified of doing. Well, yes, I did draw it, but not only was it censored, which he claims it wasn't, but that wasn't sent to her until her 18th birthday. From what I remember, not only that, in the drawing, it consisted of me doing anal with her other rat OC thing, to which she drew that OC and my Milkded OC doing the same exact thing. Not only that, Tyler also had a not safe for work art account during the time I dated her, so I thought it was okay to draw that kind of stuff too. Again, these aren't excuses for the said drawing, just giving context behind it. It wasn't a problem, nor was it shown until now, 2 years later, after I came back. If I didn't respond to any of this, you would have never put this out there. Why are you being a hypocrite, Tyler? And again, he tried to state that I would have put my hands on her, or I would have forced her to do something she doesn't want to do. When again, he's making assumptions on stuff that never even happened. I heavily disagree with the fact that you are now bringing my family into this when they had nothing to do with it because you wanted to find as much stuff as you can to throw against me. He shows an audio of my parents arguing, even though that was not shared to him, nor should have been sent to him or anybody, or even shown public. I don't know why you did that, Tyler. I don't know why you showed him all of this stuff. I understand you have every right to be upset with me because of how I treated you, but this is an invasion of my privacy, and I never wanted this to become public. This is my personal life, and it's none of his business, and it's no longer your business, and I have not spoken to you guys in almost 3 years, but yet you guys decided to bring this up to belittle me and to embarrass me, and to try to twist the narrative to actually what happened, even though you guys weren't there. But yes, Fishinq, I don't think anyone at a young age would want a baby after failing to use proper protection. Not only that, he showed personal pictures of my family, which I did not give him permission to show, and I did not consent to him showing. Which, while I do appreciate you at least censoring the faces, because none of them want to be involved, nor should have been involved, even though you drugged them into this now as a way to get back at me. He also claims that my mom was by my dad many of times, to which is why me and my siblings are here today, which is completely fucking false, and such a fucking disgusting claim to make as a way to connect back at me for being a quote-unquote rapist. Runs in the family. Okay, Fishinq. Not only that, she wasn't in middle school when my dad met her. She was in high school, and she was 16 when she met my dad, and he was 21, not 22. And the reason why it doesn't say high school is because she never graduated due to her being pregnant with my brother at 15. And it wasn't with my dad. Not only that, the age of consent in Iowa is 16, and you even use the age of consent as a defense. Not only that, again, this happened over 22 years ago, and times were different back then.
This is probably the part that you're going to want to file a false privacy complaint over.
I don't know why you're going into deep research about my mom or my family, but it's pretty creepy. And she was never forced to carry any of us. She could have gotten rid of us, but she chose not to. And her and my dad stuck together and raised us. This next part sickens me as he showed my personal family life and what I was going through. Not only to the public, but try to use it against me. I will not play the audios here as I didn't even want this to be public in the first place. Though, even if it's little effort Fishinq, I appreciate you distorting the voices. It was an audio or video of an altercation my parents had, and I won't go into detail about that. But again, this should have not been brought to the public to begin with, at all. He then shows a mugshot of my dad, to which I will not show, as I don't want to even think about this and wish it never even went public, but he states it was for assault or domestic abuse, which, while that is true, I explained what happened. I'll give you guys time to read. Because I don't even want to talk about it or even think about it. I wasn't in a good state of mind, and it's a bad memory that happened years ago, and I don't want to think about it. I didn't even blame my mom. They were both in the wrong, and then he showed a video of me having a mental breakdown of the night my dad got arrested. I didn't blame her. I just stated she hit him first over an altercation that happened due to marriage issues to which I will not discuss. And it isn't justifiable for both of them to do what they did, and I do not condone either actions. My dad never hit her, and Fishinq claims he did, based off the audio he gave, to which isn't true at all. The smacking noises were coming from my mom hitting my dad, or it was hitting something I don't recall, but I knew my dad wasn't hitting my mom. It's been on my mind, and it's about you and dad. If you ever feel like raped or victim or anything like that,
Yeah, but Ty, there's a difference between like I was dating your dad, like I wanted to date him, so you can't rape the willing. You know what I mean? That's where that kind of thing comes from. Like, what? Why wouldn't I have consented?
I'm just saying because, you know...
We were dating. He was my boyfriend.
I'm saying because, you know, the age of consent thing.
So, like, when you're younger like that, you don't think about shit like that. You don't think about the consequences. Or, like, if somebody really, truly had a problem with it, like, what could... You know, and I'm sure your dad wasn't either. He was 21, you know? It just...
He was 21? Yeah. He wasn't 22?
No, he was 21. Oh, I was 16.
Oh.
He had, like, just turned 21.
Oh, so you guys weren't even that much apart.
For 5 years apart.
I think about it.
I'm 40, he's 45.
I've just been thinking about it because you guys are, you know, not getting along, and I'm wondering what happened.
What do you mean?
Like, I hear a lot of fights when I'm in my room.
We have fights, Ty, because we've been together for 20 fucking years.
Yeah, but there's times where you guys get like violent towards each other.
One time, because of that fucking shit with trash, because I caught shit on his phone. And after he did all this, I went all through all this, I'm moving back, and shit, you're fucking right, I was fucking pissed.
Did he put his hands on you, or you put your hands
No,
on him?
remember, he was bawling.
He was like, get out of my house.
Yeah, because I was whooping his ass. I was fucking pissed. Oh, I was pissed. You know, I moved back, quit my fucking job, like, just, yeah, I was fucking pissed.
I'd be mad too.
Yeah.
I couldn't cut him off, and I don't think I can. Even though of what occurred over my life, my relationship with my dad should not be any of your business. Not only that, I couldn't even cut him off if I tried. And I live with him, and even to this day. And it's almost impossible to get rid of him because he's done so much for me in my life, and I seek validation from him daily. I want to move out because of their fighting. I want to just get away from it, but I don't want to leave my dad in the dirt because at the end of the day, he is my dad, and I will always love him and respect him for the sacrifices he made for me and the family to get where we are today. My dad taught me just about everything I know. So did my mom. We were even remarked as like twins by his friends. I don't have a lot of people in my life. No other family member really comes sees us. So all I have is my family that I live with and grew up with, and a couple of friends. That's it. It's hard for me to separate people from my life because I get attached, and it hurts losing those I care about. And again, my family has nothing to do with what I did. You didn't have to bring them up, but yet you did, and twisted each story to get a false narrative out there when you knew nothing about what happened because you weren't even there, and those were private moments I shared with Tyler, and Tyler was someone I trusted. Leave my family alone. You have every right to be upset with me or criticize me, but leave my family alone. And I didn't justify trying to rape Tyler. I don't get how you making this public is a way to prove a point that I'm this or that based off what my dad did. And you even lied about him many times. You weren't there, so how would you know? I don't go out of my way to mock or go after your relationship with your father. That's not right. Plus, it's none of my business. So what makes you think my relationship with my father is any of your business when I never spoke to you about my dad in the first place? Thanks a lot, Tyler. I appreciate it. And again, my mom wasn't in middle school. And again, I didn't try to justify anything or rape in general, as you refused to show the rest of the context of that screenshot. This is the topic I want to briefly touch upon as it's pretty controversial. And I do believe now that women have every right to do with whatever they want with their body, but I have every right to have an opinion on the subject, just like you do, Fishinq. I even texted my dad about it to get his opinion, as during the time, I didn't agree with what Tyler wanted to do if I were to get her pregnant, and this is what he said. He shows my Gooner Messages as a way to embarrass me or something. I don't get it, but yeah, I was a degenerate Gooner, and some of the stuff I talked about was disgusting. As I stated before, I had a serious porn addiction. Not only that, I was into weird stuff too, desperate as it seems, which is why you may see the "don't wipe" comment in my comment section or somewhere else. I also linked like Pornhub links, and he doesn't show any context given to these, which, to be fair, Not much context is really needed, but I assume it was during a time where me and Tyler were being sexual together, as she was just as sexual as I was. Plus the jokes I was making, to which she never showed her reaction to, were weird as hell. But again, they were jokes. My humor was all over the place. You and Tyler also made sex jokes, and there's history about Tyler stating sexual humor too, so it's like kinda ironic considering Tyler is also into even weirder stuff and admitted to it on her Twitter account, where she even drew not safe for work and stuff. Not really much to say here, other than it being an attempt at some sort of humiliation. Yeah, I'm not proud of it, nor am I proud of any of this, and I regret who I was, and I wish I didn't say certain shit, but I can't control it now, and it's in my past, and I haven't spoken to Tyler in over 2 years, and she was just as sexual with me. Again, I myself am even disgusted by some of the stuff I sent. It was so hard to read them again, seeing that person and who I am now. I can understand why it's disgusting, but back then, I don't think I really did, considering I was so normalized to porn. As weird as it is, we were both adults, so... And she talked about her fetishes too, to which I won't describe here or show because it's none of my business and that's personal. Again, this just seems like a certain way to embarrass me or humiliate me. And yeah, I'm embarrassed, but that's also not who I am anymore, and I'm happy to see how much progress I made. I never stated that Tyler was in the wrong for engaging in sexual acts with Fishinq. I was only pointing out the irony and hypocrisy after they alleged I did something when it wasn't even true, even though they did the same thing. I don't care what you guys did. You both consented, the age gap is fine, and it was legal. I don't care about that at all. They can be sexual all they want. They are two adults in a relationship. I literally don't see a problem with it. I even stated it was legal. I never said it was wrong, just, again, wanted to point out the hypocrisy. I never even said the age of consent defense was a bad thing. I, again, wanted to state that it can be also used in my situation, yet it wasn't, and I was labeled something I'm not, even though you two did the same thing. That's what I was trying to get at, and I apologize you misunderstood my statement. Not only that, he tries to bring up something my dad did over 22 years ago. Not only does that not have any relevancy to this situation, but my mom even stated she wasn't a victim. Now, I'm not going to get into this because this is my parents' thing. This is none of my business. But that happened over 22 years ago. Times were different back then. Not justifying any of it, just giving context or how I see it. Now, I know some of you may disagree with me and you guys have every right to. That's completely fine. But something like this with someone who isn't involved with what happened between me and Tyler has no relevancy and is none of your business. To sum it up, Tyler refuses to take accountability, and Fishinq has to deal with the entire mess, and he knows this. And I only stated I was like you because we had a similar situation. Nothing more, nothing less. Never stated you were like me because of how I behaved or because of my thumbnails or anything like that, so I don't get how showing those are even relevant. Oh, and by the way, as weird as the thumbnails were, I paid her to do them, and she did them. Yes, they were gross and weird, but again, she was paid. It was work related. And no, Fishinq, I'm glad I'm not like you either. I am me, and you're you. We are two different people, and that's perfectly okay. It doesn't bother me to see her happy. In fact, I'm more than happy that she is happy, and I'm glad she's able to move on with her life with someone she cares about while I moved on with mine and lived mine happily too. I'm doing better each day and working hard for my money. I don't get why you keep bringing up the fact that I don't want to see her happy when I want to see both of you guys happy. I don't want you guys to be stressed or upset. I don't wish that on anyone. Also, I never said none of it was real. I said that it was obvious she got with you to get back at me originally. I'm glad it's something with meaning now, but just from what was shown, it does seem, and others do agree, that she went for you to get back at me. Also, I stated the reason why she kissed you was because of the stuff that I've gathered and what I witnessed. I made that assumption, and I apologize for you not understanding the point I was trying to get across, and I will work on doing better on phrasing things, as I am not the best at it. I kind of find it funny how he says I'm a very bad liar, when all he did was lie about me or give his own context to these screenshots he provided, and he despises the fact that I respond to it. I stand by my statements as to why I left YouTube. There's many reasons as to why I did, and I even showed them too. I didn't say Tyler leaked my nudes. I said she leaked or shared my censored nudes with the person who made the doc, to which his name is even credited at the bottom, and the doc creator himself confirming on what she sent him. Again, they were censored. She never said she sent the uncensored to him. I just stated it's a possibility that they could be out there somewhere, as she can accuse me of doing the same thing, but again, there's no evidence back either claim up. So I'm sorry for making that statement, Fishinq. I was just giving a hypothesis, as you did too, stating I could have hit her or I also don't have access to this stuff like you do, Fishinq, so I can only really use what I can find or what is sent to me. Never said being an American was a race, just stated she mocked me for being American. Again, I was worried about what my family would think, because again, if I did have a problem with it, or if I did have a problem with her race, I would have most likely left her a while ago, as I wasn't trying to be racist, and I apologize if it came off that way. He refused to acknowledge some of the other claims I addressed, which is fine, I really don't have a problem with it, but the one thing that did bug me was the fact that he never really did anything about Tyler's doxing about me, as there's a lot of proof for that too, such as Tyler telling people to look up my house, condoning people wanting to swap me as soon as I move out, confirming that the house that people found was mine, Tyler stating she were too nice to dox me but did it anyway, saying my full name and address many of times, Tyler is saying she could dox my ass anytime, but she won't do it, admitting to posting my entire address, coordinates, house pictures, and my phone number, to which this was reported to one of your mods, and even the mod agreed that it was completely toxic and is crazy to do such a thing. I never said that grooming didn't happen because it wasn't mentioned in the original file. I said that it was never shown or alleged due to the fact that it was a last-minute claim added to the doc to make me look worse. And again, showed a screenshot of me overreacting, as I did quite a bit in the relationship. It's not grooming, and I never groomed her, not even as an adult. But I can understand why you would use my overreactions against me, as you can easily take them out of context. Also, I told Tyler to delete the thigh pic, and she did. I didn't ask for it. Some of the stuff you throw at me, Fishinq, it's hard to prove false too, because I have no evidence in defense. Not only that, I understand your frustration given the Tyler sent you nudes claim, but what I was trying to get at was that you didn't debunk it, but rather the other sexual stuff, to which is why I made that statement. I guess you maybe did debunk it because of the meme drawing Tyler made. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but it's just a guess, and yeah, I could have prevented this. And I wanted to, but I didn't like the fact that my name was getting slandered all over the internet, all because of the claims you decided to spew out of your mouth with half-ass evidence that your manipulated fans didn't even double check until Charman, me, and others finally pointed it out. That's when people started seeing the bullshit. Even to those who knew it was bullshit, never spoke out to defend me, so I was basically by myself when it comes to YouTube. I appreciate Charman for showing my side, and again, Fishinq, he didn't defend me, but rather give his side on the situation. And I didn't even attempt to attack Tyler. That video was me defending myself and calling out hypocrisy. You and Tyler have allegations against your name that you've poorly addressed in 2 separate videos after being called out, and there's many comments stating that they want you to address it, and this time, properly, but you know you wouldn't. Instead of responding publicly on YouTube to Charman's videos he made on you, with a lot of evidence backing it up, you chose to respond to me, as you want to attack me and silence me. As you even threatened me that if I were to respond, or this were to go public again, that you would show the world what I am hiding from you. I don't know what I'm hiding from you, as I haven't been in contact with you or Tyler in almost 3 years. Again, I don't want to be you. And I'm glad you're with her. And I'm not mad at all. I'm mad at the lies and the bullshit. I hated who I was. I hated how I treated people. I hated who I was becoming. And I wanted to escape that. You and Tyler calling me out was the slap in the face that I deserved and was a reality check. But not when a lot of it was false. I was upset because yes, I was toxic to her. I did treat her like shit. I was a horrible boyfriend and so on and so forth. I never liked who I was, and I don't ever want to be that person again, as I don't see myself as that person anymore. Now Fishinq, I know I say stuff out of anger or spite or whatever, and I'm sorry for that. But I would like to make it up to you. If you reach the end of this video, or someone sends you this part of the video or whatever, I would be more than happy to have a conversation or call with you. A mature conversation. We are both adults, and I think we both can handle this a lot better. I want to have a conversation with you. Nothing bad, and we can talk this out. If everything goes smoothly, I'll even consider taking down my response video. But I would like for you to take down yours as well, as it's considered slander, and legally speaking, I could sue you for this, like defamation of character or slander, but I want to talk this out with you, and I don't want any drama, I don't want any beef, legal trouble, or anything like that. Please, whenever you get the chance, let's have a conversation and move on from this and move on with our lives. I don't wish harm or pain or any sort of suffering against you and Tyler or anyone. I want this to be done just as much as you do, and so do others. I literally just wanted to live my life normally. That's all I wanted. And that's all I still want. I only wanted to come back to defend myself and make content I wanted to make, but I don't think I even want to do that anymore, especially after this. I don't like the drama, and I'd rather just focus on living a normal life. I want to be left alone. And if we can talk this out, I would appreciate it. And I'll be honest about how I feel. If you don't talk about me, I won't talk about you. You can do that, or you can either chat export the entire DMs between me and Tyler and have everyone else decide on who's right or who's wrong. You probably won't do that considering Tyler was just as bad as me, or she'll delete or edit messages to make me look worse than I actually am. Tyler isn't innocent. I'm not innocent. And you're not innocent. No one here is the victim. And no one here is innocent. Either maturely talk to me about this, or show the entire DMs, since again, you and Tyler still have access to them. No cherry picking, no cropping, no editing, just the full DMs.